everybody, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And oh my goodness, if you are not a fan after this past week, there's something definitely wrong with you. We're going to go through everything, plus a lot of news. This is Bill, along with Fro. Hello, Fro.
Hi, me.
And we're going to get into reviews later.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I can both agree that the three shows we watched last week were three of the best shows we've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm still trying to figure out in my head which one was the best of the three, because all three of them have a good case to be claimed the best show of the week.
I don't really know. I think it's probably NWA.
See, it's gonna be fun when we talk about this.
Probably, maybe. Yeah, I think, and like match card wise, if I think back to it, I think NWA definitely won. I think NXT is second best, and Royal Rumble third best. But that's not saying anything bad about the Royal Rumble freaking loved.
No. And we're gonna get into all that a little bit later on, but we have some new, because I'll be honest with you guys, when we do the show, we don't do a format. We really don't. We just go with whatever it is. And originally, I wanted to do the pay-per-views first, but we had such a big story develop on Thursday that we have to start with this.
Yeah.
And unless you've been living under a rock the last 48 hours or so, this is big news, and I think we'll explain why in a moment. But on Thursday, George Barrios and Michelle Wilson were basically released. They were fired from their positions as co-presidents of WWE. And I'm sure those names don't mean anything to you guys, which I understand. But they were basically Vince McMahon's right-hand people. I mean, they were the people who helped get the Fox deal for $1 billion. They were also, a part of the whole Saudi Arabia thing. They got a lot of stuff done. But this news was so big that their stock in the stock market went down tremendously. Like, they lost 24% on the stock market. And they opened yesterday at just over $45. Which, according to reports, is the lowest in 18 months. Because they've been having, that really big high. There was at one point where I think they were at $100 a share or close to $100 a share. But, they got released. What I have read, and I'm not going to say that it is, the absolute truth or it's the fact or whatnot, is basically that Barrios and Wilson had different, visions of WWE from Vince McMahon, and Vince said, you guys want this, I want that, I'm going to have to let you guys go. Plain and simple. So, as of yesterday, as of the end of Friday, their stock is at $48.88 American. So, and they went down like another 21%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I kind of think it's good in one way, because it maybe pushes the regime of Vince McMahon a little off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he is. Well, do I think that? No, I don't think he's smart enough to know if it's time for him to go. So I'm not going to say that. But I think people around him is maybe smart enough to know if he needs to go or not. How many? Do you know how many personal shares he has in the company?
No, not off the top of my head. But, I mean, the thing is, and again, I was reading these reports, so, I'm not going to say if they're fact or not. One of the reasons is, and I think we sort of knew this, with AEW being successful.
Right.
Since they've started, and I think, I know people look at the word successful in a different way.
Right.
Because I think, to me, what makes a promotion successful is that the fans are being very positive about the product. And they...
I agree.
And I think they now see All Elite Wrestling as competition. I really do.
Oh, definitely.
And
I think they would be stupid if they didn't.
Yeah, I really do. And I will always say, because, growing up now compared to when they first went onto the stock market 20 years ago, I think that's the biggest mistake Vince McMahon has ever made. Out of all the things he's ever done,
it's up there.
Him putting WWE on the stock market is business-wise, I'll say that, business-wise, is the biggest mistake he's ever made. And because that's the thing, with stock markets. Because I know there have been some times where I've wanted to, buy, stocks, get in the stock market. But my parents were always like, and it's really the truth, like, you got to be very careful with that stuff, because you want to get the stuff that is more of stuff that you need to have, like, gas, electric, basically like, sort of like a monopoly, you got to have all that stuff. Whereas with WWE, right, you really don't need to have the WWE stock. I'm sure people that bought it was like, oh, cool, I have stock in WWE. When really it's just nothing more than saying you have stock at WWE.
Right, or Apple or anything else you buy stocks in.
Exactly.
But that's one of the things that I kind of understand with the stock market as well, is like you feel like you own a part of it. Like if there's, let's say it's 10,000 stocks, if you own one stock of 10,000, you feel like you are a part of that company.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But it's also deflating, and it's a very weird concept. The concept of stocks, it's just extremely weird.
Yeah, it really is. But from what of course I'm saying this a lot, but next week they're going to come out with their fourth quarter reports.
Right.
So that's going to be very interesting to see what key notes, key figures they have, because that's going to also get into, how it plays in the stock market the rest of the week. Because I think it comes out on Thursday. So they might be okay for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But come Thursday, when they do release the numbers, they could be in for a bad time.
Right.
But
I think maybe the most stupid thing Vince ever did was the Saudi Arabia deal.
yeah,
Because I think that hurt him more than taking the company to the stock market, to be honest.
and that's a very good argument. That's a very good argument. I mean, look at the position they were at the last time they went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
The whole roster was stranded for over a day, and now you're going to have another show, which is on the 27th, which is in about 4 weeks, just about. And you have this crisis that fortunately has died down at the moment with Iran. Who knows what in the world's going to happen there between now and the time of the 27th of February, and if they're going to be able to all get back on time.
Yeah, no, who knows? It's not only that. It's like making a deal with a company like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, ugh.
And they've got 8 more years on that deal. That's the thing.
Right.
But it is what it is. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. Thankfully, there's nothing you and I can do about it. Let's say that.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like that at all.
Oh, no.
I promise you.
And like we've said, you know, off air, the people that we feel the worst about are the people of Saudi Arabia, the citizens of Saudi Arabia. Not the rich people. We're talking about the lower class.
No, the real people. Yeah.
The common people. How about we do that? We'll use a little Dusty Rhodes here. The common people.
The common people
of Saudi Arabia. That's who we feel the worst for. So, have you had a chance to read People magazine at all this week?
Well, I saw that they changed their picture.
Well, the Bella twins are both going to be having kids again. Well, at least Nikki, or Bree's going to have a second one. Nikki is going to have her first kid. It was announced in the latest edition of People magazine this week that the Bella twins are both pregnant. And the due date is 2 weeks apart, so maybe we want to start a little bet on who we think will have their kid first, Nikki or Bree. Is that immoral to bet on that?
No.
And you know, we do make fun of the Bellas. We do. Because in a way they sort of deserve to get made fun of. But it's nice to hear, you know, Bree and Daniel Bryan are having a second kid. And that Nikki, who all she's ever wanted was a kid, was to have a baby.
Right.
Obviously was never going to get that with Big Match John. Is now going to have a kid, and she's going to have it with her fiance, who's that dancer from Dancing with the Stars.
Big Match John. I love that name. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what JBO called him, so why not?
I know. I just love the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw a trailer with John Cena in it last night. Going to play the brother in Fast and Furious 9. Probably one of his biggest roles so far.
Yeah.
In one of the biggest franchises, I would say. Are you at all interested in this?
Not really.
No.
Now, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Is The Rock in that movie?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
That would be fun.
Then we could have had thrice in a lifetime.
I know.
Let me look that up.
Twice in a lifetime is all we need.
Because I was there for twice in a lifetime. Oh, gosh. Let's see. No, he's not in it. Darn.
No.
But
I don't think so.
Helen Mirren is in it.
I know.
So maybe we could have once in a lifetime John Cena and Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Now I did hear that there's going to be one more. I think like the following year, and then the 10th one is going to be the last one.
Yes, I heard that this was going to be a lot of fan service movie. I don't mind that, to be honest, but it's okay. I guess I have a different opinion on that than other, but I don't mind that at all, to be honest.
I'm looking.
I've seen all the other Fast and Furious. I'm not a big fan. I'm just like I need to see everything in
order.
Like in order, yeah. It's a little like those Saw movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did not think Saw 7 was an amazing movie. I didn't think Saw 6 was an amazing movie either. But I saw Saw 1 and 2, so I continued watching it. It is a little like that.
I'm looking at this on Wikipedia. There's 7 producers for this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
That's like
they had a huge concert yesterday.
Now that I did know about.
Yeah. Where Cardi B was there. Yeah, I know. Who the fuck cares?
Exactly.
But they had the countdown to the trailer. I have never ever seen a concert where they have a countdown to a trailer. It's like it's ludicrous. But at least they did it. But yeah, extremely weird. And then also I find out that it's that he plays the brother of
Vin Diesel.
Sorry?
Of Vin Diesel.
And then of Van Diesel, yeah. He plays the brother because they look so much alike, those two.
Well, you can't always get the exact look.
And the promos pictures where he stands in front of a blue car, those hands doesn't look like they are John Cena's hands because they look bigger than his brother, or sorry, than his body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen one movie of Fast and Furious, and I can live with that. So.
It's okay franchise.
But that'll be coming out in May. Unfortunately, we will not be getting Thrice in a Lifetime. So.
No, I will show you that freaking picture, by the way.
Yeah, please.
And you can tell me because the more I look at that picture, the more disturbing it gets. Mm-hmm. Those hands just doesn't. I think they have. I really think they had digitalized that. Look at that. Those hands, according to his body. Is that possible?
We're entering into Seinfeld territory this week, folks.
Like, look at his legs, and then look at his hands, then look at his normal body. Like, his torso, I believe, is correct. But those hands are like, it's not even Hulk Hogan, it's worse than that.
Okay, hold on.
And his hands are so freaking big.
Yeah, they are.
It's like, is it possible?
It looks like his hand is swollen.
It looks like his hand is swollen. Like, super swollen.
Because, like, okay, I'm looking at a picture of Vin Diesel.
Right.
His poster.
Right.
He looks normal.
He looks normal,
yeah,
yes.
That's Vin Diesel right there.
Yes.
Okay. Michelle Rodriguez. Okay.
Yes.
Looks normal.
Therese.
Right.
Looks normal.
Yeah. Tyrese Gibson. Okay.
Yes.
Looks normal. Ludacris looks normal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this other chick is.
No, but John Cena's hand is bigger than his head.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, let's talk about something else. Ring of Honor.
Welcome to Handcast.
Yes.
Yes. Where we look at John Cena's hands.
Ring of Honor has announced this week that they are bringing back the Ring of Honor Pure Championship.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who missed that wonderful time of the Pure title, I'll briefly explain what it is. So, what the matches are basically wrestling. They're wrestling matches,
Mm-hmm.
and you're given 3 rope breaks during the match. You can use a rope break to stop or to break up a pinfall or to get out of a submission hold. If you use a closed fist, they are illegal. You're given a warning, and then on the second time you're caught using a fist, you lose a rope break. Once a person has used all 3 of their rope breaks, that person cannot break up a pinfall or a submission for the rest of the match. The title was first created or came in 2004. AJ Styles was the first champion. Easily the greatest pure champion of all time, universally I think for the most part, was Nigel McGuinness. It was retired in 2006 after Daniel Bryan Danielson, and Nigel McGuinness had a unification match, and it had a short run, 2 years, but Nigel was the best champion. I can tell you that in all honesty. But they're bringing it back. Basically, it comes from Will Ospreay expressing, if they would ever bring the belt back, and they're going to bring it back. They're going to have a tournament in April the 10th in Columbus, Ohio, April 11th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is where they will crown the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion. And who will be in it? Well, we'll just have to wait and see as time goes on. So, there's a big event that's happening this Sunday that the entire world is waiting for. And that is the Season 3 premiere of The Masked Singer.
Yes.
It is tomorrow. It gets the very special spot of the big game, which we will get to a little later on.
Mm-hmm. That I'm, by the way, watching live. As I did last night, or last year, and the year before.
This year, the roster is even bigger, and it's so big that the rules have changed. And I
Okay. How big? I know nothing about The Masked Singer because I like to be surprised.
Okay. So.
So how big is the roster?
This is an 18-person field.
Oh, okay. So from 12 to 18.
Yes. So they're going to be divided up.
Wow.
They're going to be divided up into 3 groups of 6.
Yes.
So you'll have a group A, a group B, and a group C.
Yeah.
Eventually, once we are down to 9, where there are 3 left in each group, the 9 will be brought together.
Right.
From that point on until
everybody's for themselves, yeah.
Now, let me tell you.
I like that.
Let me tell you the accomplishments of our contestants that we have.
Oh, please do. That's always funny.
We have a combined 69 Grammy nominations.
Whew.
88 gold records.
Okay.
11 Super Bowl appearances.
Okay.
3 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow. That is pretty. Okay.
Hundreds of tattoos.
That's funny. Okay.
And 1 title in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I find that a little strange. Okay.
They have not released the entire roster of who's in it, but I do have so far what they have announced.
Okay, please tell me.
We have an astronaut.
Okay.
The banana, which I showed you a couple months
that
ago.
we knew about, and the mouse we also knew about.
We have a bear.
Yeah.
An elephant.
We have the monster.
Miss Monster.
Miss Monster.
Elephant. Frog.
Okay.
Kangaroo.
Okay.
Kitty. Llama.
Okay.
A night angel.
What's a night angel?
That's going to be pretty interesting to see.
Okay, yes.
A rhino.
Okay.
A robot.
A swan. That we knew about. Yeah.
A taco. I've actually seen the taco costume. It's not that bad.
Okay.
A turtle.
Okay.
And a white tiger.
Okay. So how many are left?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have 1 more.
1 more, yeah.
And
so that's probably going to be talked about under the Super Bowl, I'm going to guess.
Maybe. Now we have the same panel, same host.
Right.
But they have announced guest judges for the first 3 episodes.
Oh, okay. I'm happy to hear that because I thought 3 is a little and they should be 4.
Well, I mean, they're going to have the 4 main judges. But they're going to have...
I mean, 4 is a little is what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
So, for the first episode, Jamie Foxx will be a guest panelist.
Okay,
because
at least.
He got guests so many times.
Yes. Yeah, because then we don't have to hear it's under the fucking mask. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's the first episode.
The
second episode is...
That's a pretty big get.
That is. Second one is Jason Biggs.
Okay.
For those who
American Pie.
Yep. And the third episode is Leia Remini.
Oh, cool. I like her. Scientology girl.
So we get the first, like I said, the first episode is tomorrow night after the Super Bowl. And then it goes to its Wednesday 8 o'clock spot. So we'll have our A group go for the first 3, and then the B group, and then the C group.
Okay, so there will be 2 episodes this week?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And, of course, we will bring it up each and every week here, because it is the best show on television, folks. Don't deny it.
It isn't, but yes.
You know you love it.
It is one of the funniest things to cover, that's for sure.
It's my guilty pleasure, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It is definitely my guilty pleasure. Definitely. I like it, but it's like it's not the best show on television. It's definitely not. But it's and I find it kind of funny because it has very much similarities to wrestling. Funny enough.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic, tomorrow is the big game. Super Bowl 54. Pitting the San Francisco 49ers against Kansas City Chiefs.
I thought about this.
As of this recording that you guys are currently listening to, as soon as I can pull it up, The Kansas City Chiefs are a 1.5-point favorite to win the game.
Oh, that's strange, because when I asked you, the 49ers were in lead.
Well, I guess the bettors changed their mind. So,
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, the entire wrestling world has waited for a week. I'm putting you on a spot. I'm going to get my pick as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Will it be the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers?
I have to go with the Chiefs, because me and Luke has a bet on it.
There we go. All right.
And he said he got to pick first, so he said 49ers, so I had to go with the Chiefs. Yeah, so I have to stand behind them. I'm going to have fun tomorrow anyway, because commercials. That's one of the biggest reasons why I watch.
I think it's going to be a very fun, competitive game. It will be better than last year's game.
Oh, boring. So boring.
I'm not going to be upset with whoever wins. I'm actually not, because both teams deserve to be there.
Right, and I really don't care.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they are on a mission to win the Super Bowl. They came so close last year to getting to the Super Bowl and were robbed of it. They are coming to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to finish the job that they started last year. The Kansas City Chiefs will win the Super Bowl.
So I actually don't know this.
Okay.
Who's the halftime show?
It is Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
That's a weird combo. Well, yeah.
I could see to a degree.
J-Lo and Shakira? Really?
J-Lo and Shakira.
Okay. That's weird.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Hmm.
Well, that's usually the time when I go and get a shower and clean up anyway, so, you know.
Right. And I always watch it, because I'm one of those.
Yeah. I mean, when Weird Al is the halftime act of the Super Bowl, I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting for that. But either them or AC/DC. How about that?
What if you? Yeah, I was thinking, like, who would I pick in modern time that are kind of hip now that I wanted to see. I've already seen Lady Gaga, and that was pretty cool. I think maybe Katy Perry had one of their best halftime shows in history. Maroon 5 was abysmal. It was terrible. Was that last year? I think it was last year, right?
Who was last year?
I think it was Maroon 5.
Let me look it up real quick.
But anyway, ooh, who do I want to see? American, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think ABBA.
You were right. It was Maroon 5.
Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible.
Also had Travis Scott and Big Boy.
Yeah. But I think my answer is ABBA.
What?
I would freak the fuck out if ABBA was in the halftime show.
All right. For those that are curious, the cost of a 30-second commercial for the Super Bowl this year, $5.6 million.
Hoo-ha!
Demi Lovato will be singing the national anthem.
Okay, will she cry this time?
I don't know.
You heard about that, right?
From the Grammys, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
And the coin toss will be done by retired Colonel Charles E. McGee, who was one of the Tuskegee Airmen For the United States Air Force, he flew a total of 409 combat missions in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Okay.
So that's a pretty cool honor.
Good for him.
Speaking of cool honors,
yes,
we had 3 shows back to back to back.
And I don't know how I made it through all 3 nights. I have no freaking clue, but I did.
And you know what? I think the best thing about each show was that they were different. Each show was different.
Very much so.
Because the first night, or the first show, which we're going to get to momentarily, was a tournament. The second night was basically the equivalent to an all-star game with NXT and NXT UK. And the final night was the Royal Rumble because, with the exception of WrestleMania, it is the biggest show of the year for WWE and maybe the most fun night of the year.
Oh, definitely.
As we will get into a lot. We're going to get into a lot of fun with that show later. So, let's dive into it with the NWA and Hard Times. And the first thing that I want to say, and I think you agreed with me when we talked about it the next day, how quick this show went.
It felt extremely fast.
Like, for those who didn't watch it, which, by the way, we both recommend you watch this show.
Oh yeah, this is a pay-per-view.
The show started at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The show was over before 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, it felt very quick, and it felt also very the pacing of the matches were correct. I'm not going to go so far and say that they did the right order of things, because the order of things was kind of somewhat messed up sometimes. We will talk more about that when we talk about matches, but there was definitely one match that I felt should be in another spot than it was, and yeah.
All right, so let's dive into Hard Times. Dave Meltzer did not rate this event, so we will be giving the official rating for the show, basically. Because, who needs Meltzer, right?
Right.
First match is the first match of the TV title tournament. It is Trevor Murdoch against the always popular question mark.
Yeah, fun, fast match. Good beginning to the pay-per-view. We said it right away that question mark would not win this, and we were 110% correct.
We were. I thought this was a good, quick starting pace. For the night. Obviously, someone had to lose in that match. It's going to go one way or the other. Trevor Murdoch.
I thought the right person went over.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did. They did. Murdoch got the win to advance into the tournament. I gave it a C.
I gave it a C as well.
All right. Then our next match is Ziggy Dice, who, over the last couple of appearances, has won me over, against Dan Moth from Ring of Honor. I'll take this one, since you did the first one. This was a fun, one-sided match. It was Dan Moth, who's a big guy, and Ziggy Dice, who is this fun character that is so arrogant. He looks so sleazy, but it's like he probably knows he's going to get his ass beat, but not really.
Right.
So, and Dan Moth just beat the crap out of this guy. He really did.
Yeah.
It was a fun match. Both looked good, I thought. Dan Moth got the win. I gave this a C.
Yeah, I gave it a C as well. I thought all the pre-show matches, or what I would call, or qualifying matches, or whatever you call them, tournament matches, were okay.
Then our next match was Matt Cross against Ricky Starks, and I thought this was, for the first round, the best match of the first round.
Oh, most definitely. This told the story inside the ring, and I thought that this was definitely the match of the first round tournament.
Yeah. They go, it's a good, quick back and forth match. They're keeping up with each other. It's very close at times. Ricky Starks is able to get the win to advance, but both men look good coming out of it. I would like to see Matt Cross more in the NWA. Matt Cross is a veteran of the business. He's been wrestling for a long time. I would like to see more of him in the NWA, to be honest. I think he'd be a very good addition to that roster. I would give it a B-.
I gave this, where are we? Yes, I gave it a B-.
All right.
Yes.
So then we have our final match of the first round, or, well, we were supposed to have the final match of the first round. It was going to be Tim Storm against Ken Anderson, Mr. Anderson. However, because Ken Anderson was not medically cleared to compete, Tim Storm got the win via forfeit. He cut a promo. He didn't want to take the win, but, you know, sometimes that's how tournaments go. You win by forfeit, and you go on, and that's what happened here. Tim Storm advances to the second round by way of a forfeit. So our semifinals are set. Tim Storm is going to face Ricky Starks, and Dan Moth is going to face Trevor Murdoch. Now, before we go to the next match, if we could have some what was it? Crap, I knew.
Conundrum.
Thank you.
Yes.
Stu Bennett had a very important announcement to make.
Oh, so funny.
Which concerns the next NWA pay-per-view. So the next NWA pay-per-view is not going to take place until April. So that's fine, because, you know, you can't do a pay-per-view every month. We're not WWE. We're the NWA. We're fine with that. So he says that the next show is going to be in April, and it's not going to be at the TV studio. Because this is a big deal. Because in April, we are getting the 2020 Crockett Cup Tournament. And I am pumped for that, because we had a lot of fun with that match last year.
That was so much fun. Yes.
So we will have that in April. The date has not been announced yet. The location has not been announced yet. But we will find out. I would like to think it'll be soon. So our next match, the first of our title matches, it is the NWA World Tag Team Title Match. The Rock and Roll Express defending against the Wild Cards and the newly made team of Eli Drake and James Storm.
This match was such a surprise. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I did. It was good. Very good, actually.
This was a fun match. The story here was Camille, who was at ringside for the wild cards, keeping Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express out of the match.
Right.
And it gets to a point towards the end where when Gibson does break up a pin, Camille pulls him out of the ring, and he's about to hit her, but Robert Gibson, being the gentleman that he is, did not hit her. So that told a good story. Ricky Morton attempts a Canadian Destroyer, but it gets reversed into the gravy train, and as Gibson is trying to break the pin, Camille holds Gibson's leg long enough for Eli Drake and James Storm to win the NWA World Tag Team titles. We had all picked the other two teams. We did not think Drake and Storm would win, but they did. This was a fun match. I gave it a B-.
I gave it a B+. I really found it fun, and I also thought maybe the surprise element of us not thinking this would happen kind of made it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we go to easily, hands down, the match of the show.
I'm going to say the match of the weekend.
It's very close. There's one other match that might top it for me, but this is right up there.
And this is where I find it kind of weird where the placement was, because this should be even more towards the end because of how good it was.
Right.
This should have been the main event. Very
well,
clearly.
I don't know if it should have been the main event, but
I think so.
Honestly,
I think the argument is there that this should be the main event because of how good this match was.
It is Allison Kay defending the NWA Women's title against Thunder Rosa. This is a match you have to go out of your way to see. This was the best women's match I think I've seen in over a year.
Oh, definitely.
These two women put it all out on the line. Told a terrific story. One could not beat the other. And this goes on for almost 20 minutes. They are given time in this match. And Rosa hits sort of a makeshift pile driver, tombstone pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
And Rosa becomes the new NWA Women's Champion. They get a standing ovation from the fans, which they definitely deserve. I gave this an A.
I gave this an A++.
Wow. And I know, Fro, you're probably wondering, when are they going to face each other again? Well, I could tell you right now, they are going to meet on next week's episode of Power for the NWA Women's title. So we're going to get the rematch from... It
can't be as good as this one, but I will...
Never know.
But it's just like I want to talk a little more about it because I think it is the match of the weekend. I have another as a very good contender for me as well, but I think this proves once and for all that NWA is here to freaking play, because it is the best NWA match I have ever seen. At least I think they have something special in these two women, and I mean, there's absolutely, the ending was totally shock how they play with each other and almost pin each other every freaking time. The storytelling in this match is so awesome. I am going to say it as well. Go out of your way to find this match and watch it because it is that good.
I mean, we will both agree on this. The 3 shows, this was the best women's match of the week.
Yes.
And I'm not counting the women's rumble because that's a completely different match in itself. But of the 4 matches with Worlds Collide, which we'll get to in a little bit, and the 2 from the Rumble, this was by far the best match of the 4. And Thunder
I could not
Rosa
agree more.
Is a legit star in the making.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Then we get a promo from Marty Scurll saying, why doesn't Nick Aldis put the NWA title on the line against Flip Gordon?
I like this.
Yeah, this was done well. I liked this.
Yeah.
Aldis came out and said,
sure.
All right, yeah, I'll do it, but it's going to be on my terms.
Right.
If Flip wins, he wins the title. But if I win, then basically the business relationship with Ring of Honor and the NWA goes on my terms. And Marty Scurll has to leave the building. Which he does. So this was well done because with what happens on Power this week, actually I'll spoil it now because Aldis proposes a deal to Marty Scurll to have the rematch at Crockett Cup, the 1-year anniversary of their match. But here's the proposal. If Marty Scurll wins, he'll win the title. If he cannot beat Aldis, he has to give all the fans their money back for the tickets they paid for.
I like that stipulation.
It's a good stipulation.
It is funny, yeah.
So, we'll have to see when Marty makes his decision. Alright, back to the tournament. Our next match is Dan Moth against Trevor Murdoch. This was my favorite match of the tournament.
Oh, definitely. I could not agree more. I think also here we got a very good and shocking ending, so I liked it. Yeah.
2 big guys who kept up with each other, very physical.
Yep.
Excuse me. Going at it back and forth. Murdoch gets the win with the top rope bulldog, and Murdoch sort of becomes the Cinderella story in the tournament.
Right.
So I gave this a B.
I gave this a B-.
All right. Excuse me. Then we go to our other semifinal match, Tim Storm against Ricky Starks. This match is the one that goes the closest to reaching the time limit.
Yeah, and I thought that because I actually asked you when we were watching what would happen here,
right?
If they went to the time limit, because I was watching the clock and I was like, wow, they really are going.
And they did say on the broadcast that if any match, with the exception of the finals, had gone to the time limit, it was going to go to a judge's decision.
Right.
And, I mean, it got very close. There was like less than 90 seconds left in the match before Ricky Starks gets a quick pin, like a quick roll-up pin on Tim Storm to win and advance to the finals. This was a good match. I give this a B-.
I give it a B- as well.
All right. Then we go to, and I hate to use this term, but it sort of was here, our comedy match.
Yeah.
Aaron Stevens defending the national heavyweight title against Scott Steiner. This is Aaron Stevens avoiding Scott Steiner, the match.
Yeah.
Steiner goes for the win with the Steiner recliner, but question mark comes in to make the save. That's a disqualification. Scott Steiner wins, but Stevens retains the title. And then question mark gets beat up. I gave it a C. This was my least favorite match, just because I knew...
Yeah.
Because you're not going to put that belt on Steiner. You're not.
No, I did not like this. I did not like this at all. Actually, it gets a D- for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have, because I guess we sort of spoiled it earlier, the NWA World Title match. Nick Aldis against Flip Gordon. This was a solid match.
It was a solid match. It's more than okay.
Yeah. It wasn't... Like, this match, if you compare it from the last pay-per-view that Aldis had with James Storm, it wasn't that quality good. But it was still a good match.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason it is because all it is Marty was like, well, I'm sending over a member of Villain Enterprises to come beat you up, and it happens to be Flip Gordon. And it's a good back-and-forth match, and Aldis wins cleanly with a roll-up, and Aldis retains the world title. I gave it a B.
I gave it a B-.
All right. And our main event, the final match in the TV title tournament. No time limit here because we need a champion. Trevor Murdoch against Ricky Starks. You could tell from the expression of both men's bodies, they are very tired. This is their third match.
This was very slow. This is the slowest main event. This is why I wanted the women to be here, because this feels very like it ends with a little like, oh, we are tired. Do we really have to do this again?
Well, I mean, you try going out there to.
No, I'm not saying it's not hard.
I know.
I'm just saying that this is why this shouldn't be last.
Yeah. Ricky Starks won with the Stroke Daddy to become the new television champion. This was still a good match.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I gave this a B.
I give this a B-.
All right. On the NWA Facebook group that I run, this got a very positive reaction. Pretty much A's and B's. I'd give this a very, very strong, like, B+. For me. Now, something I also want to point out, because I did watch Power this week, is, and I'm glad they talked about it during the show. They have created a special rule for the television champion. And this is something I've actually never heard of, and I actually like this idea. They're calling it the Lucky Seven. What the Lucky Seven is if the holder of the television title makes 7 successful title defenses, either wins or they go to the time limit, that man is guaranteed a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight title. So you either get wins or, you add the time limit into it, the time limit draw, and if you get 7 of them in a row, you earn a shot at the World Heavyweight title. Which I like. I like that rule.
Oh, definitely.
So...
It was a good... I think it was up there, the contender of my...
the weekend.
Of the week.
Well, I mean, the worst it could do is third, so,
Yeah, true.
All right, so now we go from Friday night to Saturday night with Worlds Collide 2020.
Saturday, slap.
We have one pre-show match. It is a non-title match. Mia Yim against UK champion Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, why did you not like this and I did?
I don't know. maybe just the combination of the two didn't go for me. I don't know.
Yeah, because I really love this match, and Bill goes, "Really? What did you like so much about this match?" And I was like, it just entertained me. It just got me
Right,
from the beginning.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. You're going to be shocked when I give it my score.
Oh yeah. Kaylee Ray got the win using a little bit of the tights and the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this a C+.
I gave this an A-. Yeah.
Now
I really, really love this match. I think it's the second best women's match of the night, or the weekend.
Of the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, we can now bring in Dave Meltzer's ratings into this. So, he gave it 3 stars.
Okay.
So, oh, by the way, we should mention the commentators are Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness. Morrow was not there because he was doing a boxing event for Showtime, which is in his contract, so he, wasn't in trouble or anything, so. Oh, and by the way, this is not the last time you're going to hear the name Tom Phillips, by the way. So, I know. So we get to the main show. Opening match, Finn Balor against Ilya Dragunov.
I was so shocked that this was going first. I
was as well, to a degree.
Really? They start with this? Really? You sure?
The way I look at it, this was Dragunov trying to stay with Balor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think to a degree he does.
To a degree, yes.
It's not Finn's best match, but it's also not Dragunov's worst match.
No.
It just had a very weird mix.
Yep.
Finn Balor got the win after hitting the 1916. And again, I have to point this out because this always ticks me off when they do this. He hits a coup de grace. It is not coup de grace. It is coup de grace. It is coup de grace. That is what I was told as a kid. That is what it is.
No, it's a coup de grace because that's what I say all the fucking time.
Oh man. Besides that, I'm not going to penalize the match for the pronunciation. I gave it a C.
I laughed. You're nicer than me. I gave it a C.
Okay.
I totally agree with you. This felt like they had absolutely no chemistry.
Yeah.
This match did not work. I don't see where you get your B from, to be honest.
Then we have, actually they do a promo for the finals of the Dusty Cup, which took place this week. Congratulations to Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, who won the tournament. They will go to NXT TakeOver Portland now to face Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish for the tag titles. Then we have this could have been the show stealer. I was so impressed with this match. Fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight title. Angel Garza defending against Isaiah Scott, Jordan Devlin, and Travis Banks. This was a fun match to watch.
It was so good.
Oh, this was good.
I think this actually was my second favorite match.
This is surprisingly... This is how good this match was. I really loved it, and it's my third favorite match of the show.
Right, yeah. No, it's my second. I think it's up there. Definitely. It's just like... yeah. Whew.
I mean, these guys put it all out on the line. They really busted their ass for this match. And I actually liked the ending with Jordan Devlin winning the match and winning the title. Because now what you do is you make basically you have made the NXT title a global title with the Cruiserweight title, because they did it the previous year with the tag team titles, but you really weren't sure if that was like a one-time thing. Here, you do it again, and it's like, okay, so now we know that if an NXT UK wrestler wins a title that's on the NXT brand, that belt can go all over the world. Which I think is smart booking.
I could not agree more.
So Jordan Devlin wins the Cruiserweight title. This gets a very strong B.
I actually gave it a A-.
All right. Meltzer gave this 3.5 stars. Next match was DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano against Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven.
Another good match.
This was another good match. This was a match that a lot of fans were looking forward to, and it did not disappoint whatsoever.
No, and this was my third best match of the night, definitely.
Very hard-fought match. It really kept the crowd entertained for the duration of it. Just really fun, back and forth, all the way around. DIY gets the win after hitting the double knees on Trent Seven. I gave this an A-.
Yeah, I gave this a B+.
All right. Meltzer gave this 4 stars. Then we go, to the NXT Women's Title match. Rhea Ripley defending against Toni Storm. Yeah, this did not come off well. I'm not sure why.
This was terrible. Worst match of the night. So bad.
And I feel bad because they're both good. They are both good. It just did not click for some reason.
At all.
No.
Like, it looked like a newbie and a seasoned wrestler had a match.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Yeah.
The end of the match, Toni Storm goes for a frog splash, misses. Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide to retain the women's title. I just changed my grade. I gave it a C-.
I gave this a D+.
All right. Meltzer rated this 2.25 stars. And now to the main event. The 8-man tag team match, Undisputed Era against Imperium.
Hoo-ha!
Early in the match, Alexander Wolf gets knocked the F out. Literally. This was not planned. It was like he got knocked. They stopped. Like they had to do a zoom-in shot of Bobby Fish while they were checking on Wolf. Wolf did not come back. I think he ended up getting a concussion, but it was not that bad, thankfully. I thought his jaw was broken after that kick. I really did. So now, the rest of the match is Imperium is down one person. That's the story of the match. And Undisputed Era does everything they can to take advantage, which they do, and they just are beating up on Imperium, not giving them a break whatsoever. And Walter, towards the end, comes in, and he is this dominant force, and it goes absolutely crazy in a fun way. And Walter hits a power bomb at the end to get the win, and Imperium wins down one man. I gave this an A.
I gave this an A as well.
All right. So now we get to take a look at what our Facebook group thought of the show. Most people gave this show a B grade. Some gave it an A.
I would rate it a B, but it's a very strong B.
Yeah, I think if the women's match
Yep.
had been a little bit better,
Yep.
it would have gotten an A.
It's like it's very on the edge of getting an A.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a B.
Yeah. Then we asked what your favorite match from that show was. The majority went with the 8-man tag match, followed by DIY and Mustache Mountain, Balor and Dragunov, and the Cruiserweight title match. And I think we both are going to go with the 8-man tag.
Oh, definitely. No, I think the best one was the pre-show. I stand behind that.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I really liked it.
No problem with that.
Yeah.
And then, now we got one more show to go through.
Okay.
It is the Sunday show. It is the Royal Rumble.
What was there a show on Sunday?
And
I
because
don't think I saw that.
this is a WWE pay-per-view,
Mm-hmm.
that means we get to bring in those wonderful experts of CBS Sports and ESPN
Woohoo!
to give their opinion on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So we have two kickoff matches. The first one is Sheamus against Shorty G.
Well, you can call him that, but I'm never going
I
to call him
know.
that.
I know.
Yeah. No, Gable. I said I would sell my house if Sheamus didn't win this match, and I was 110% correct. It was very obvious that this was a jobber of all jobbers job match. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get a jobber match to look anything else but a jobber match, and this very much felt like a jobber match. I feel it's kind of a sad situation we are in, that Gable is jobbing here, because I think he's, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see Sheamus back. He looks better than he has ever done before. He looks like he has gotten some weight loss and everything.
Obviously, the crowd not fully being there.
That's saying it my way. I think it was like maybe 25% of the audience were there, maybe, if not less.
Sheamus got the win with a bro kick. I gave this.
Yeah.
I gave it a D.
I gave it a D as well. It's just
and I think it's safe to say we're not giving it a D because it was a bad match. We're giving it a D because of just what it was.
Yeah, it was nothing.
All right, so Meltzer gave this 2.25 stars.
Okay.
CBS. Oh my God, CBS Sports. They're being.
They give that A or something.
Okay, I just want to say, I have been accused on many occasions of being too nice in my life. I have.
You are too nice.
You, like I said, you just have not seen me when I'm mad. CBS Sports is even more nicer than me.
Okay.
They gave it a C+.
Oh, that is too nice.
That's too generous.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN gave it a 2 out of 5.
Okay.
I can live with that. Next match was the United States title match. Andrade defending against Humberto Carrillo. this was an okay match. I thought the match they had on Raw the next night was better.
It definitely was better.
I like that Zelina did not get involved in this match.
Right.
Not saying that I don't like it when she does. I do like it when she does. It's just, when
no, but it felt very unnecessary.
Yeah.
She did.
Andrade got a clean pin to retain the title. I gave it a C.
I didn't feel this. I didn't feel this at all. I give it a D+.
Okay. Meltzer gave it 2.5 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B+.
Okay.
ESPN gave it 3.25 out of 5.
Okay.
Now, I didn't bring it up during the news because I wanted to talk about it here. Andrade has been suspended for 30 days for a violation of the wellness policy. Were you surprised that they did not take the title off of Andrade?
Yes, but I'm not surprised by WWE anymore.
Right. But it's for 30 days.
It depends when they knew it.
Right. And I think they wrote him off in a very good way with what happened on Raw Monday night.
Oh, definitely.
So, no complaints there. Then we go on to the main show, and our opening match is the Falls Count Anywhere match, because what other match were you going to have to open it?
That's a very good question.
Roman Reigns against King Corbin. And this lived up to what it was. It was a Falls Count Anywhere match.
I'm going to say something I never, ever thought I would say about Roman Reigns and King Corbin. Mm-hmm. I super enjoyed this match.
This was a very enjoyable match.
I really did like this match. And it's with two people I don't especially like, Roman Cancer Reigns. But yeah, no, this was so much better than it deserved to be, and so long.
Mm-hmm. Rude and Ziggler got involved in the match. The Usos got involved in the match. They were all used very well.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, King Corbin was put in a porta potty, which is sort of ironic because at one point I watched the match while I was on the John. So.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that information.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. The match ends with Roman Reigns hitting a Superman punch and a spear on top of the visitors' dugout, which is where the Washington Nationals were when they won the World Series last year. Yes, I can rub it into you Houston Astros fans. And we did not cheat. But anyway, Roman Reigns wins.
Ooh, fire.
Fire. I gave this a B-.
Do you know what? I'm going to be very, very nice and give it a B.
That's a fair grade, actually.
And how is it possible that it's a B with two wrestlers? I don't care two shits about.
I think when you have a stipulation like Falls Count Anywhere, you can have a better match. And that's what they did.
I guess so. I just thought it was thoroughly entertaining.
Mm-hmm. So, we go to the back. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens are talking. They're saying, look, when we get in there, if we fight, we fight.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes.
Then we get a backstage promo from Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonya Deville makes a very interesting comment saying that if it ends up being Rose and Deville as the final two, Deville will eliminate herself for Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Let's see if that plays in to the match.
Let's see, because we have Tom Phillips. Yes, Tom Phillips is on commentary, along with Corey Graves and Jerry the King Lawler.
So good. I love him on commentary.
For the Women's Royal Rumble match. This was the one that was very intriguing because we only knew of like 8 or 9 people that were involved. We knew nobody else.
I will say to you that the biggest what the fuck moment was during this match, not the men's match.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have my notes. We're just gonna go on a note-by-note basis here. Entrant number 1, Alexa Bliss. Entrant number 2, Bianca Belair. What? So those are the 2 that start the match. 3 through 5, Mighty Molly, aka Molly Holly. So
she looked good.
It was nice to see Mighty Molly there.
Yeah, she looked good as well.
4, Nikki Cross, and 5, Lana. And Lana, while she's coming out, says that she is the greatest WWE superstar of all time.
With her all real, not the Russian accent.
Right. Then we go through 6 through 10. 6, Mercedes Martinez. 7, Liv Morgan. 8, Mandy Rose. 9, Candice LeRae. 10, Sonya Deville. Now, during Mandy's entrance, Corey Graves makes some comment about, going to your first ball game with your dad. It was a little weird, and it gets weirder later on. I can't explain it. So at this point, Lana and Morgan eliminate each other, and then it slowly becomes the Bianca Belair show.
Oh, this is so good.
Because they
pushed her right.
Yep.
They pushed her right. It was so nice to see someone get pushed right, and then they go do something very stupid later.
Because she eliminates Molly.
Yes.
And then later, Rose and Deville eliminate Martinez.
Right.
Then we get probably one of the coolest spots in the history of the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Mandy Rose gets thrown over the top rope. Bliss hits her, thinking that she is eliminated. But Otis, from Heavy Machinery, there's been this angle going on.
Yep.
Otis rolled under from the ring to save Mandy from being eliminated. It was a great spot. I loved it.
It wasn't the spot of the night, but it's definitely, it's very good.
Right. I agree with you. It wasn't the spot of the night, but it was a good spot.
Yeah. It wasn't even the spot of this match.
Right. 11 through 15. 11, Kairi Sane. 12, Mia Yim. 13, Dana Brooke. 14, Tamina. 15, Dakota Kai. And then this is where Belair takes control. Because
she's so good.
She eliminates the next... Actually, she eliminates 5 of the next 6 people.
Yep.
She eliminates Nikki Cross, Mandy Rose, who, even though she was saved again by Otis, Sonya Deville, who was thrown onto Mandy and Otis, thus eliminating them, Candice LeRae, Alexa Bliss eliminates Kairi Sane, and then Bianca Belair eliminates Tamina. So Belair, at this point, has eliminated, let me do my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. She has eliminated 6 people already. And if you remember from last week's show, the record for most eliminations by a woman in the Rumble is 7. So she's right there. Then we go 16 through 20. 16, Chelsea Green. 17, Charlotte Flair. 18, Naomi, with a nice afro, by the way. 19 Beth.
Very nice, actually.
19,
I really like that.
Beth Phoenix, 20 Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get here. Yim gets eliminated by Bliss. Dakota Kai gets eliminated by Green. Green gets eliminated by Bliss. Belair eliminates Brooke and Bliss, which brings her total to 8. So she's already set the record.
Yep.
She's already set the record. And then there's this spot where Belair is fighting Beth Phoenix in the corner. Beth Phoenix bumps the back of her head on the metal part of the post, and she is bleeding.
She's very, very much bleeding.
Oh my gosh! And you could hear the sound. Like if you listen to it, you could hear the sound. And I was like, what happened? And she goes the rest of the match with blood in her hair. A trooper is Beth Phoenix. That is another reason why I can never hate her. Then we get to 21 through 25. 21, Kelly. And this brings out Jerry Lawler's creepy comment of the night. The first time I saw Kelly, I asked Santa Claus to have her for Christmas. Oh! So good. 22, Sarah Logan. 23, Natalya. 24, Xia Li. 25, Zelina Vega. At this point, Charlotte Flair eliminates Bianca Belair, who was in the ring for over 33 minutes. She was the Iron Woman of the match. Then Flair eliminates Sarah Logan and Kelly. And we're going to stop there because it's going to lead into the final 5 that come in. Now, Naomi, at one point, is thrown over the top rope, but she's in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
She takes steps down and jumps onto the guard wall. Can't say guard rail because it's not a rail. To save herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stands on the on the announcer's table.
And I said very wisely, I said, why doesn't she stand there till there's like 2 left?
It felt
or
like she was,
even 1 left.
It felt like she was standing there for 20 minutes. I'm not.
It does, but she should have stood there even longer, because then the gimmick would be, I'm not coming into the ring before I can win this.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a good story.
Right.
No, instead she's stupid enough to try to get into the ring right away. And it felt so extremely long.
Wow.
It felt like, am I going to the left? Am I going to the right?
Am I stuck in the middle
am I going
to
jump? Yes, am I going to jump here? Like, this was the Kofi Kingston spot of the night, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
Now, as I have learned doing the Royal Rumble podcast, which you guys can check out, and I'll be plugging that at the end of the show this week, by the way. They don't have, like, if you're in a position where you're not eliminated, there's no, like, time count for you to get back in.
No. So why not stay there? Like, it makes absolutely no sense that she tries to get into the ring again, because she has a loophole. Like, if I was her, I would just sit down at the commentator table and wait.
And you'd have to
get even less people in the Royal Rumble.
And you'd have to sit on top of the table, because if you go take a seat on the chair and your feet touch the ground, you're eliminated. So,
this was convoluted and it didn't work. Sorry.
All right. Then we get the last group of 5. 26, Shotzi Blackheart, who just recently came to WWE, or to NXT recently.
Yeah.
27, Carmella.
Okay. 28,
Tegan Knox.
Okay.
And then this is this is the one blemish of the match.
No.
From the women's point of view.
No. I loved it.
Well, hold on. Let me get into it. Entry 29.
Yep.
Santina Marella makes her return to the site of her most famous moment, where she became Miss WrestleMania. I
have never marked out so much in my entire life. I was such a mark when this happened. I was like, what the literal F is going on? But, I was so happy. And we get the reunion of her, I'm going to use that in quotes, her, and Beth Phoenix. It's so freaking hilarious.
Bro, the one moment, the funniest part of this does not even involve Santina. They have this close-up shot of Naomi, and she's got this face of, what the F is he doing here?
But it's so good. I loved this is the moment. This is the moment of the night, if you ask me.
Oh my god, this was so...
I loved it. I loved it.
Now, honestly,
you're right.
I did not mind this. And I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain why. Yeah. Because right now, you have, and I'm just going to list some names. Sasha Banks is out with injury.
Right.
Nia Jax is out with injury. Maria Kanellis is about to have a baby. Alicia Fox is probably somewhere at a bar in Houston watching this match. You're not going to put any NXT Women's Champion in the match. No. Rousey is not there.
Right.
Who else are you going to put in that position?
And it's so funny because it works storyline-wise. It works because I'm going to say it. I don't think this is the last time we ever see him.
So, Santina sees Beth. She tries to reconcile with her. Natalya comes over. Santina pulls the Cobra out. Santina eliminates herself.
It is so funny. I loved it.
And then, entry number 30. This is the biggie. This is the last spot. I think we all knew who it was going to be. Shayna Baszler.
I was so freaking happy. I was like, oh my god, she's going to win.
Yep.
Okay. This is going to be so, because I said on the podcast that she will win. But what is it that Luke always says again?
Well, hold on. Hold on. Because Shayna is going to eliminate the next 7 wrestlers in a row. She eliminates, in order, Xia Li, Tegan Nox, Zelina Vega, Shotzi Blackheart, Carmella, Toni Storm, and Naomi.
And fast as well.
Yes. So our final 4 is Baszler, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, and Charlotte Flair. Oh, by the way, Charlotte Flair was beat up on the outside, so she was outside for a bit.
Right.
Phoenix.
And I was 110% sure that the 2 that was going to be left in the ring at the end was going to be Shayna Baszler and Charlotte Flair.
So Beth eliminates Natalya because it's every woman for herself.
Right.
Shayna eliminates Beth Phoenix. So
and I literally go here because you weren't there. I go, okay, that was a nice Royal Rumble. Okay.
So Shayna has tied the elimination record, which has only been set for like 20 minutes.
It is so, but I like that as well. I like that they are pushing her, and they're pushing her right as well. But then they go and say, and I am going to be very, very angry at this.
What's the famous quote?
Always bet on...
Always bet on Charlotte.
Yep. Always bet on Charlotte.
Because Charlotte...
Luke says it all the fucking time.
Because Charlotte eliminates Shayna Baszler to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. I had it, and this is my unofficial time, 54 minutes, 18 seconds. I might have been a second off. I'm okay with that.
Right.
After the match, they interview Charlotte. Charlotte did not make a decision at the time. She did not make a decision on Raw.
No.
I have heard a very interesting rumor, which I'm not going to spoil because I want you all to be surprised if it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Of the three women's Rumble matches we have had, this was the best one yet.
Oh, definitely.
Best one yet. I gave it a B+.
I gave it a B+ as well, but I still think the winner was.
Well, when
I also go when we were doing this because we were on a Discord server. It was very much fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the people that were there, a bunch of people. But I go where I think, okay, Charlotte Flair has won. Okay, this means that we're going to have a boring ass men's where either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar wins. I was so ready to have one of the worst nights of my life.
Well, I can't wait till we talk about it after we're done with the show.
Right.
There's info that came out long after. But anyway,
yes.
Like I said, I think this is the best women's Rumble match we've had yet.
Mm-hmm.
I would give this a B+.
B+. Yes.
All right.
You said that twice now.
Oh, well, all right. I'll say it a third time. B+.
Okay. I also gave it a B+.
All right.
Yes.
Meltzer.
Now we said it 3 times. Okay.
Meltzer gave it 3.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
CBS Sports gave it a B.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN gave it a 3 out of. Oh, yeah. Hold on. A 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
So, and I'll be honest with you. After that match, I thought to myself, man, there's no way the men are going to be able to top this. Because this was a fun match.
I'm going to be somewhat maybe controversial about the men's match because I think it's one of the worst and one of the best matches of the night in the same time. So let's talk about it when we come there.
Yeah. So yeah. I can now officially get rid of my notes for the women's match. I'll recycle it for the good of the earth. Then we had a piss break because our next match was Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's title against Lacey Evans.
Yeah, because we really needed Lacey Evans twice this weekend.
Oh, did you see? I'm curious because they showed it. I think during the pre-show, the corn dog microwave commercial with her and her daughter in it.
No, I did not.
Oh my god. So, okay, I have to describe this.
Wow.
So Lacey Evans is your typical mom in the kitchen, waiting for her kid to come home from school.
Mm.
But her kid is a hungry monster. So she puts in corn dogs that you can microwave. So she wrestles the monster while the corn dog is getting warmed up in the microwave.
Oh, save me. Wow, sounds terrific.
Sadly, it was the best and worst corn dog commercial I've ever seen. I will say this, though. That commercial was a lot better than this match. That's for damn sure.
This was the worst match of the weekend.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. I despised this match. I really despised this match. It is terrible, and it is the only one that gets an F- for me.
So okay, so it's one step above the Z-.
Yes.
Okay. This is a terrible match.
It's so bad.
And I feel bad for Bayley because Bayley gets put with these people that aren't experienced.
I feel bad as well. I totally agree.
And you know what? I am sure Lacey Evans is a wonderful human being.
I'm sure as well, but she doesn't have anything to do in wrestling.
No, she should still be in NXT. The only reason she's up there is because Vince likes the fact that he has a woman on the roster who served the military, is a mom, and has muscles. That gets my boner going.
But it's just so unthinkably bad. I don't blame Bailey at all in this match. Like I feel all the sorrow and all, like she's a good heel as well. I like her in this role. But this match is so bad that I almost fell asleep. And this was the third night of the weekend.
This is our third show of the week.
I was so tired when this match was over. I was like, oh, do I have to stay awake? It was that tired. Yeah.
Bailey better get a great opponent for WrestleMania.
Well, I kind of have a feeling who it will be, but I will not spoil it.
Bailey gets...
And no, it's not Charlotte Flair, by the way.
No, well, yeah. Bailey gets the win in this botch fest. You gave it an F-. I gave it a D-. I don't know why I did, but I just did. Meltzer gave it a 1.5 stars. Oh my god.
Oh no.
CBS Sports has officially taken over me as being the more nicer person. Fro, I don't ever want you to say that to me ever again after this review. They gave it a D+.
That's very nice.
Yeah, oh god, man. Can no one take criticism? Anyway, ESPN gave it 1.5 out of 5. Then we go to the Universal Title Match, which is a strap match. Bray Wyatt against Daniel Bryan.
Oh, 2 bad matches in a row.
This wasn't that bad.
It is that bad.
It could have been better.
No, it could be better. So could fucking coronavirus. But
you mean wait? You mean Winnie the Flu? Thank you very much.
I mean Winnie the Flu. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just, this is the second match where I go, okay, I can buy this, and then I try to buy it, and then I go like, this doesn't work. All the shops given in this match, like, this is the worst Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett's match. Bryan, yeah, I have ever seen in my entire life. This gets my second F- after the night. I hated this match. With a passion, I hated this match. So freaking bad.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow, you are not...
And I stand behind it. I stand behind it.
I know you do. You're not going to agree with my grade, but anyway. Bryan gets the crap whipped out of him in this match.
Yeah.
Although
But where's the wrestling in this match? There were no freaking wrestling in this wrestling match.
It's a strap match. What do you expect?
That's why it doesn't work. I hate strap matches.
Although, did you catch at one point the one fan there was one fan in the match, and he yells out, "Yowie, wowie!" and Bray Wyatt looks at him. That was funny. I enjoyed this a little bit more than Fro did. Bray wins with the mandible claw to retain the title. I like the way Daniel sold it post-match. I gave this a B-.
Ouch!
No,
my balls! Oh, they hurt so much. Oh.
Anyway, Meltzer gave this match 4 stars.
Wow! 4 stars?
4. CBS...
Holy shit!
CBS Sports gave gave it an A.
No! 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 No, I'm dying. I'm dying.
But wait a minute, you haven't even heard ESPN.
Oh, no.
3.5.
Okay, yeah.
You're like, oh no, oh no. Oh, okay, that's acceptable.
A and 4 stars. Jesus Christ Almighty.
Oh man. All right. So then we go to the Raw Women's Title match. Becky Lynch defending against Asuka, and I actually liked that this was positioned here because if you think about the order of importance on this card, this is the second most important match of the show.
I totally agree.
With the men's being the most important.
Right.
This is a fun match. I really liked this match.
I like it as well.
This is a good way of showing Becky struggling through, trying to beat the one person she could not beat. It is a good back and forth match. There's really not a lot of cheating in this. The end comes, Asuka tries for the mist, but Becky kicks her, so Asuka, in a weird way, and I've never seen this done, mists herself.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
I never thought that sentence would be said.
Mm-hmm.
She gets put into Disarmor, and Becky retains the title in a very good match. I gave this a B.
I gave it a B-.
Okay. Meltzer gave it 3.5 stars. CBS Sports gave it an A. And ESPN gave it 3 3/4 out of 5.
Damn. A. Okay.
And now we go. This is what I've been waiting all week to talk about. Actually, all the shows I've been waiting to talk to you about all week. But this is the one. This is the one I've been waiting all week to discuss.
The worst and the best match of the night. At the same time, how is that possible? I will tell you how that is possible.
The men's Royal Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
So the story is this, if you have not been listening. Brock Lesnar is going to start at number 1. The title's not on the line. So basically, if he wins, he can take WrestleMania off, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically Brock Lesnar against 29 guys. Can any of the 29 beat him? So, the first question that we had, which we didn't answer because we had no idea who it would be. Who would be number 2? Would they put somebody serious in there, or would they put like a mid-carder in there?
Like I said jokingly that I wanted
Roman Reigns.
No, I said jokingly that I wanted the dwarf.
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle, yeah.
Well, thankfully we didn't go that route.
No.
But it was Elias.
Yeah,
which I like that. I like that choice. Yeah. So Elias, being smart, takes his time, and he sings a song called Sacrificial Lamb, which, all right, this is perfect. I like how this is beginning. So Brock gets tired of waiting. He goes out. He grabs Elias. The bell rings. He beats the crap out of Elias, hits him with his guitar, and Elias is eliminated. Entry... Oh, that's probably everyone calling you about the rating you gave the strap match. Anyway, number 3, Eric Rowan. Okay, Eric Rowan, Brock Lesnar, they're going to get it on. We're going to have something good. Eric Rowan gets eliminated. Entry number 4, Robert Roode. Okay, Robert Roode. You know, he's been back on TV. He's with King Corbin. You know, he's been helping out. He gets eliminated. Entry number 5, John Morrison. Hey, he just came back to WWE less than a month ago. He gets eliminated.
And this is where I go, okay.
But Fro, you had to expect this coming, though.
I like it to a certain point where I think they went maybe 5 wrestlers too long.
All right.
In the feeding frenzy of Brock Lesnar. I understand the story.
Yeah.
I don't especially like the story, but I understand it.
This is where it starts to get better. Entry number 6, Kofi Kingston.
Right.
Kofi Kingston has not been in the ring with Brock Lesnar since Lesnar beat him for the title. And Kofi goes after Brock. He's beating him up, but Brock is beating him up as well. He doesn't eliminate Kofi Kingston right away. So entry 7 is Rey Mysterio. Okay, we got 2 people involved in Brock Lesnar's past recently now fighting Brock Lesnar. This is getting good. So it's Rey and Kofi against Brock. Brock beats them up, but doesn't eliminate them. Entry number 8 is Big E. Now, Big E comes out, he gathers the troops together, and he's like, we've got to work together to get rid of this guy if we have a chance. So it's a 3-on-1 beatdown for a moment, and then Brock comes back, he eliminates Mysterio first, then he eliminates Big E, then he eliminates Kofi Kingston. So he
Kofi Kingston spot.
No.
Kofi Kingston spot. To Kofi Kingston.
But this was too serious, I think, this year to do a Kofi spot. I really do.
Okay.
So already Lesnar has eliminated 7 men. The next entry is Cesaro. Okay, Cesaro used to be a Paul Heyman guy. He could go with it with Brock Lesnar, and Cesaro's eliminated.
Yeah, no, I lost interest.
All right, entry number 10. Oh God, I almost forgot to mention this. While Booker T was coming out for commentary for the match, they said that Bobby Lashley and Rusev were both out of the Rumble match because they had gotten into a parking lot fight before the show, so they both took each other, which I actually like. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 10 is Shelton Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin and Lesnar, they got history. They both went to the University of Minnesota together. They were training partners. So it's like, okay, we're going to work together. We're going to wait for the next guy to come out. No, Lesnar turns his back. Benjamin's eliminated. Number 11, Shinsuke Nakamura. Hey, he won the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. Remember that when we all went crazy when Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble and was going to go to... He gets eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Then we get entry number 12. What is this? MVP? What? Yeah. The surprise of the night. There's no bigger surprise than MVP coming back.
Well!
So MVP chases Heyman around. He eventually gets in the ring eventually. Lesnar eliminates him. Then it gets even better. Because entrant number 13 is Keith Lee. And the arena pops. Because it's like, oh my God, someone that can actually match up to Brock. And if you look
at
Brock...
And this was my pick as well. I was like, oh, cool. I was number 13 in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And if you look carefully, Brock looks at Paul and he's like, well, who is this MFer? And Keith Lee goes face to face with Brock Lesnar. This crowd, they've got the crowd right here. They've got the crowd. No, this was good. And Lee and Lesnar are fighting each other. And then number 14 comes out. It's Braun Strowman. Okay, here we go. We got another chance here. So Braun is working on Lesnar, but then eventually Keith Lee and Braun face each other, which is sort of a dream match there. They face each other. They're fighting. Lesnar comes from behind. He eliminates the both of them. So Lesnar has already tied the record for most eliminations in a Rumble, which we all agreed we're okay with.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's how they did it, I think, is boring.
Then we get to number 15, Ricochet. Because if you remember the previous Raw on Monday, Ricochet went up to Lesnar and asked if you were afraid. And Lesnar low-blowed him, and he's like, no, I'm not afraid. So Ricochet gets beat up. Then we go to number 16, Drew McIntyre. And the crowd, again, gets on their
Goes
feet.
insane.
They do. They want him to win so badly.
Yeah.
So Drew and Brock, they have this stare down. They're about to face each other. All of a sudden, Ricochet low blows Brock Lesnar from behind, which is enough of a interference. Drew hits the Claymore and eliminates Brock Lesnar to an amazing ovation. And then...
To maybe the biggest pop so far.
Yes, so far. And then
so far.
Drew stares dead in the eyes of Brock Lesnar. He's looking at him. He's like, I'm going to get you. So then Ricochet comes in. He fights McIntyre. Ricochet gets literally thrown out of the ring. He, spun. And then as the next entrant comes, which is The Miz, Brock gets up. He stares at Drew and Brock, and I can read lips very well. He says, I got my eye on you. So Miz comes in. He fights Drew. Drew gets eliminated. Or, I'm sorry, Miz gets eliminated. Wow, I messed up.
Wow.
Let's get through 18 through 20. 18 is AJ Styles. 19 is Dolph Ziggler. 20, Carl Anderson. Hey, Carl Anderson finally in a Royal Rumble. So now we're sort of in this rest period because we've had a lot of stuff happen. And then, number 21. The loudest pop I have heard in a long time.
I was so marking out.
Is Edge.
Oh, it was so fun.
Amazing. And Edge comes out, he's doing his thing, and Fro, this one moment is the moment where I'm like, my God, this is one of the best Rumbles I've ever seen. Edge is holding back tears. He is ready to cry. Because we thought his career was done. We thought it was over.
He thought it.
Yeah. 9 years, and he gets the biggest ovation of his career. And then we go from one of the biggest ovations to one of the biggest botches in WWE production history as Edge is going into the ring. Kevin Dunn goes to the crowd, and Edge hits a spear on Dolph Ziggler, and we don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Yep.
What the hell?
Yep.
Actually, what's funny is on the WWE watch party that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw a clip, someone posted it. Xavier Woods went apeshit about that. It was hilarious. So, AJ Styles gets eliminated. 22 to 25. 22, King Corbin. 23, Matt Riddle. Ugh.
Yeah.
24, Luke Gallows. 25, Randy Orton. Now, with Matt Riddle, I'm not sure if you heard this or not, but backstage at the Rumble, he and Brock got into a verbal altercation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But what?
I don't know, but it apparently got Matt some heat because he got eliminated very quickly by Corbin. And then Corbin gets eliminated by McIntyre. Edge eliminates Gallows. Orton eliminates Anderson. So it is Edge and Orton right now alone in the ring. Then we get... Oh, and Ziggler. I'm sorry, Ziggler's still in there. Then we get to the final five. 26 is Roman Reigns. And Fro, Michael Cole said something, and as soon as he said it, I thought to myself, oh my God, they just spoiled the ending. Because Michael Cole says, and this is actually a true stat, number 26 is the latest position to have not won a Royal Rumble match. Because 27 through 30 have. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh my God, Reigns is gonna win it. That was my thought. 27 Kevin Owens, 28 Aleister Black, 29 Samoa Joe, 30 Seth Rollins. So to get to the final four, Ziggler is eliminated by Reigns. Rollins eliminates Aleister Black and Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, but his disciples end up getting into a fight, leaving Rollins with the other four men. He gets beat up. Rollins is eliminated. So we are down to Edge, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. For a moment, we have a rated RKO reunion.
Yep.
But Edge eliminates Randy Orton. Hey, it's every man for himself.
And that smile
Yep.
was so incredible
Yep.
on the face. He was so happy.
Yep. And then what happens on Raw the next night is fan-freaking-tastic. So now Edge and Reigns, they both go over the top. They're fighting to stay in it. Reigns punches Edge enough to have Edge eliminated. So we're down to McIntyre and Reigns. And the fans are booing because they're getting the same thought of, oh my God, Reigns is going to win this.
Yep.
McIntyre manages to come back, hit the Claymore, eliminate Roman Reigns, and wins, I think, one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time. I have it. The time that I have was 60 minutes, 9 seconds. It just went over an hour. I know I loved this match. This was the best men's Rumble match I've seen in a long time, and I'm doing a podcast where I have to watch every Royal Rumble match. This is, in my mind, already in my top 10 because of how the story was told from beginning to end. Yes, there were guys that were wasted. I understand that. But if you look at the story as a whole, it is one of the best stories told in a Royal Rumble match in a long, long time. And I have to give this an A. A solid A.
Really? Yeah, I think the first half gets an F for me, and the second half gets an A plus.
No,
So it's kind of weird for me.
yeah.
But I can't give this higher than a B.
Right. That's understandable. But I just, I watched that whole match. I fell in love with it. It was tremendous. All right. Dave Meltzer gave this 4.25 stars.
Okay.
CBS Sports gave it an A+.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to argue with it. I contemplated giving this an A+. I really did. ESPN gave it 3.75 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm more at the ESPN, but yeah.
Yeah. So, what did our Facebook group think of the event as a whole? The majority gave this a B. Some gave it an A, some gave it a C.
I would give it a B.
I think, based on the 2 Royal Rumble matches alone, it is a very strong B. I think if they'd had one more match, that was up to that level, it would have gotten an A for me.
And not that woman's match.
No. And what did our fans think? What was the fans' favorite match from this event? Most people went with the men's Royal Rumble match. A couple went with the women. And then, for some reason, one person voted Sheamus against Shorty G. Maybe they're a huge Sheamus fan. One voted for Reigns and Corbin. One voted for Wyatt and Bryan. What was your? I'm curious to know, what was your favorite?
Probably the women's Royal Rumble.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the men's, but the women's is a very strong second place for me.
Right. Yeah.
So, the next night on Raw, Drew McIntyre announces that he will be challenging Brock Lesnar for the WWE title at WrestleMania. That is what we are looking forward to on the road to April the 5th, Tampa, Florida, for WrestleMania 36. Now, I did say that there was reports that the winners were not the original choices. They were not the original booked winners. According to reports, Vince had Shayna Baszler winning the Women's Rumble and had Roman winning the men's. But Paul Heyman talked Vince into switching for Drew to win. So I bet Vince is like, I'll give you Drew, but you got to let me have Charlotte then.
Yeah.
And I'm fine. I am more than fine with that.
Yeah. I just don't want that match again that they had in the. I don't want twice in a lifetime.
Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if what I read happens, you're going to be very surprised.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Intergender match?
No.
Okay.
So, on that note, we're going to wrap it up for this week. We're going to get into we're going to get into our plugs. If you have any questions or comments, send us an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter, WrestlingShow11. Follow the show on Instagram @thatwrestlingshow. Join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show fan group. You type that in the search bar, you're right there. And if you can't find it, it's okay. I post a link in the description box of each and every episode, so you guys can copy the link and go from there. And visit the website, thatwrestlingshow.com. Fro, what did you guys discuss on Another Digital Citizen this week?
Well, I dare you to listen, because we talk about DARE, drug abuse resistant education, and how it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, the DARE program. Yep. I
dare you to listen.
I got that reference.
Yes.
All right. Let's plug some podcasts, other podcasts. Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They take you through the world of retro wrestling as only they can. This week, in another installment of Influences, they talk about superstar Billy Graham, plus week 1 of the Royal Flush of the worst managers of all time. Ooh. And they review an episode of WCW Power Hour from January 26th, 1990. So check out...
Never ever heard of that show.
Well, you might want to watch it. Check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. Also check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with former referee Mike Crockett, along with Brian Malonis, Ring of Honor's own Brian Malonis, and Brian Fury, owner of Chaotic Wrestling. This week, they have an interview with the main announcer of Ring of Honor, Ian Riccaboni. So check that out.
But if it is a wrestling show about nothing, how can I listen to it if it's about nothing?
That's very true. So check that out. And if you are looking for a podcast hosted by one individual, may I recommend Greetings from Allentown with Peter Winston. He watches one episode of professional wrestling each week in his own unique way. This week, he watches an episode of World Championship Wrestling from January the 21st, 1989. This is a very big episode because this starts the trilogy of Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Cool. Now, if you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, let's talk about the Best Pick Movie Podcast with Tom, John, and Jess, and their special guest this week, Sarah Bonetto, as these well, at least the main three, they watch each Academy Award-winning Best Picture in no particular order and decide if the Academy got it right. This week, they discuss the Best Picture winner from 2017, The Shape of Water.
I really, really, really like The Shape of Water.
Do you think it deserved Best Picture?
Who was it against?
Let me tell you. It was up against Call Me By Your Name.
No.
Darkest Hour. Dunkirk.
Oh, good one.
Get Out.
Oh, good one as well.
Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Phantom Thread.
Oh, one of my favorites.
The Post.
Yeah.
And 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. Out of them, I think I would have picked 3 Billboards. I really like 3 Billboards.
All right.
But Shape of Water is Del Toro's best movie, so I don't mind him winning an Oscar for that movie. It's really, really good, and there's a lot of movies does this right and wrong because I know sign language.
Mm-hmm.
And how they blend sign language into like this monster and things like that. It's just it's just amazing. I really enjoyed that movie. It's very if you haven't seen it, you should actually put it in your Netflix queue.
All right, so
if it's on Netflix.
There's Fro's thoughts. He agrees with the Academy. I don't have a thought on this one because I did not see any of these, so I'm going to stay.
Not any of them?
No.
Really? Wow.
Also, check out the Hollywood Profiles of Yesteryear and the Three Stooges Throwback with former guest host Gabe Russo. He watches every Three Stooges short that's ever been released. This week, he discusses the 11th Three Stooges short from 1935, Three Little Beers.
What's your favorite Three Stooges?
Short?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. I have to say the one where they become teachers at that girls' school.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite one. But they do have a lot of good ones. There are some underrated ones with Shemp as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Shemp, I think, is very overlooked.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is the Hollywood Profiles of Yesteryear and Three Stooges Throwback. Check out Unspooled with Paul and Amy. They watch every movie on AFI's list of the 100 greatest movies of all time, the 2007 list. This week, they discuss The Apartment.
Ooh, I like that movie. Paul Schaefer, by the way, he's very, very, very funny.
Yeah, he is, especially with his gap tooth. Hi-yo!
Hi-yo!
I have a new podcast to recommend you guys. It is called Last Stop Penn Station. This is with Carrie Silken, who is the ambassador of Ring of Honor, and Ian Riccaboni. And this podcast is a very interesting podcast because this is more about stories of Carrie's life and the adventures that he's gone through. And I actually recommend it. The first episode, which came out last Friday, he discusses the very interesting weekend in 2007 where they had a Ring of Honor show in Las Vegas and San Francisco. The San Francisco one is a little bit infamous because there was supposed to be a big wrestling convention there, and it really went to shits. So, yeah. But this week, Carrie is going to talk about the movie The Wrestler and how he was a part of it and how Nicolas Cage was almost the lead actor in the movie.
I know. That would be such a different movie.
It would. So check out Last Stop Penn Station.
And check out The Wrestler, one of the best wrestling movies there is.
I love that movie. I really do.
I love that movie.
It is great. Also check out Shark's Pond, a South Park podcast, where I review each and every South Park episode. This week, I review Douche and Turd.
Yeah, go and vote, everybody.
Yep, vote or die, MFer. And finally, this Sunday, if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl, check out the newest episode of Eliminated, a Royal Rumble podcast, since we're talking about the Royal Rumble, where myself and Jim Boy Star, we discuss the 2007 Royal Rumble match with one of the best endings of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
So, next week, I think we're going to come back to reality. There's nothing to review. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about The Masked Singer, but as far as wrestling goes, there's nothing that we're going to review.
And we'll talk about the match on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Plus, and I guess I should make a little tease here. In 2 weeks, as a special Valentine's Day gift, because, you know, Fro and I, we really celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, so romantic of us.
We are going to do a special review for you guys, requested by a fan. I'm going to reveal what it is next week on the show. I want to make it a surprise for everyone. So, until then, everybody have a good weekend. If you're going to a Super Bowl party, have fun, be safe. And when you're done, come back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
go Chiefs!
wrestle on.